Hey, hey Kratos. Hey Rebel. How's everyone doing tonight? I decided last second that I'm going to do Ooblets tonight. I was like pretty sure I was going to do Shinshan because I think I can work through and actually beat that game. But the Ooblets were calling to me. I had so much fun with it on Sunday. I'm going to do it again. How's your night going, Beans? I the big crazy news up here is all the storm, like down in Seattle and down into Oregon. But I think most of the storm is actually south of me. So I totally just like lucked out. Um, you're good. That's awesome. Good to hear. I think I lucked out with this like bomb cyclone. Just learning redstone stuff. Oh, that's super cool. I was actually just watching some videos as well. Redstone stuff is hard. It is. I feel like big brain when I like use a single comparator and make something up. Yeah, so we had some big winds. We got winds up to like maybe 40 or 50 miles per hour up by me, but south of me, they like there's like pictures of like trees, huge trees on cars and stuff. So I lucked out for sure. Okay, let me get this over. We'll get ooblets loaded up. My sister-in-law sent a picture around of one of her friends. Their car just like there's not a car left. But when those big trees go down, it's bad. I think the other thing I was feeling is like at the end of Sunday, we had like played a lot of ooblets, but we had not moved the story forward at all. Which I know they even say like in the game, like don't worry about moving the story forward. Um, but that's I still want to move it forward a little. I don't want to treat this like, hey, Peepo Juice, there you are. How you going? How you doing, man? How you doing? I'm doing good. You got your daily VIP. um, I don't think you might have missed it, Peepo. We added a little hat onto your character, uh, which I think is super good looking. Yeah, have you been? You were here in spirit. It, have you been super busy with your project or something? I was thinking about that today. I was like, oh man, Peepo's off grid. He must be working. He must be like heads down in the Rust code. The little police hat, yeah. Yeah. How do I zoom in? Outside throwing out the garbage? Oh, I meant on like yesterday. Just kind of around stream and stuff. Yeah, it's a cool hat. If we find a better hat, we'll swap it, but it's cute. Who do we all have? Let me see also. We have 2 open names in case any people come in. You took the day off? Oh man, I love it. I'm overdue for a day off of work. And like simultaneously a day off of Twitch. Like a day where I'm like offline. You rewatched the Dune movies. Sick. I have not seen the second one. I mean, the second modern one. Okay, we got a Furmo. This is Ooblets Kratos. I sent Kratos a message like 10 minutes ago saying I'm definitely doing Shinshan tonight. I'm all over the place today. I'm all over the place. The second one is the real deal. Yeah, oh yeah, I did it all just to trick Kratos. No, I was just feeling indecisive. I was feeling indecisive. Lying on the internet. I love the first Dune movie. I really do. And I missed kind of when the second one came out. So I tried to steal it, as you do. And it had like a casino, like gamble your dollars at thiscasino.com, whatever. Like every 30 seconds spliced into the entire video. Not just like at the beginning where you could ignore it or something. And I was like, shoot, I gotta find a new copy of it because that's the one that has like 3,000 seeds or whatever. And, you know, so someone just trolled all those people. That's the only time that's ever happened to me on a stolen video. 10 sweetie beaties. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for this crop to come in, I think. That's the only time that's ever happened to me on a stolen video. And so I was like, oh, well, I'll just find another copy of it. And then I literally forgot to look for another copy of it. And like 6 months or a year later, I was like, I never watched that new Dune. I keep my days pretty busy, so it's easy for me to forget stuff by accident. I've watched hundreds of hours of Ooblet dance-offs, so I guess you could say I'm an expert on them. That only happens to you in those kind of videos? That's funny. Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more, honestly. Like, it feels like that people should be scamming each other in that way more often, and it's usually pretty like self-regulated. Now I gotta rewatch the first movie. I've seen the first movie, I think 3 times. I definitely would rewatch it right before the next one, though. And I had read the book forever ago, and then read it again right before. No, not that one. Right before the movie came out. At the end of Sunday, did we catch a rad lad? I feel like we did. Maybe not. We did not. Oh, maybe we did and planted it already? The second one had all the juice. Oh, that's good to hear. That makes me more excited about it. I'm sure my wife would also really be interested in watching it. Sometimes when I'm out in the woods alone, I line up rows of spline cones and pretend I'm their king. Yeah, I wonder, have you read the books? Because I wonder how close it stays to the books for the second one. I know they kind of don't line up with the like the delineation that's in the books. But even if it was like remotely similar, I upon rereading the book, I was a little underwhelmed. I remember it being better than how I felt about it when I read it. Which is probably a little weird, yeah. I guess that too, that could be mood or something. Kratos with the humpback whale. Thanks, Kratos. It's such a good one. I think I need to trim the list a little. I might remove like one or two of the birds and add a few like longer, crazier ones. Sure thing, pal. That was good. It didn't make me jump like it did last time. I can't stand how ooblets just put their bare bums directly on whatever they sit on. That's why I prefer to only let Panza bears into my house. They're the only reasonable ooblet. You're one of the few people I can tolerate. Here's a friendship sticker and a little prototype I've been working on. Nice. A new sticker. Oh, we got a cool jacket from Churls. And a bit of paper with recipe on it. My side of the mountain. I don't think so, Kratos. What's like the one sentence, like what's the book about? Might jog my brain. I mean, I read a ton my whole young life, but I might not remember it well. I might have forgotten the name, but remember the plot or something. A boy that leaves home and lives off in the mountains by himself. My, that sounds so familiar. I mean, it sounds like exactly the kind of book that I would have loved. But I also don't really remember it. So I'm not sure what that means. Talks about how he survives and finds shelter and food and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I definitely read, like, Walden and, the one about the plane crash. What's that one called? There's one where the pilot has a heart attack and there's a plane crash. And then the one that they made the movie out of also, Into the Wild. Befriends wildlife in a realistic way. It sounds exactly like the kind of books I was reading. Like, all these books. Definitely. Wait, what just happened? I mean, yeah, that sounds exactly like basically all those other books I listed. How much you were making in royalties off of them writing your story. You know, tonight, Kratos, I'm gonna like look closer and see if that is a book I read. Do you know what I'm talking about? The one with the plane crash at the beginning? Got it. Post it. if it's not something I've read, I'll read it. Because right now I'm reading Infinite Jest. I've been reading Infinite Jest for, I don't know, maybe a week and a half. And that is a book. Yeah, so there's one that's similar, like a young boy in the wilderness quite by accident, and he has to survive, and he like builds things and you know, kind of figures out the world around him. I just gotta keep eating noodles to stay awake. But I can't remember what that one's called. I'm not sure what happened. My memory used to be so good. I mean, I have a vague idea of what happened. It made you want to run into the Catskills? Oh, do it. It's not too late. I love it. I love the kind of story of wilderness, and I loved that too when I was a kid. Like, I would go out. My parents had about 10 acres of what was a hayfield that they basically, not just them, our whole family, kind of spent a decade or so just like turning it back into like wild. So I was out there all the time, like, you know, wild crafting and making things. And Gimbal has a hanker for a Sweetie Beatie. Gimbal's gonna have to get in line. These Sweetie Beaties are for sale. Oh, Peepo. Different generation. My parents' generation. My parents' generation. So that costs the equivalent of like pennies on the dollar today. I mean, that generation, they were like, I work at the gas station, so I bought this 4-bedroom house with 20 acres, you know. It's totally a different scene. Sleepy sloop slap time. I did see something that said, like, when the next generation kind of starts to age out and pass, that there's going to be the largest transfer of generational wealth ever in history. Like, there is so much money tied up in boomers. And growing up, we definitely had very little money, but my parents are doing quite well now. My parents are doing quite well. So that like their whole life turned around, really. Landowner generation, totally. Yeah. I'm really thankful. I'm completely out of debt from college and stuff. I had some big loans. I think I had 78K in loans. It might have been 80 when I left college. And I burned through those. I got that all paid off. And my wife is on like the last like $1,000 or $2,000 of her loans. We're almost there. And now the debt we have is just the house. You got me thinking I should really start trying to fix up my printy press to work with zines. I want to start my media empire. Would you be up for helping me scrounge up some stuff once I work out what I need? Of course. Hop dob, I'll make you an honorary executive editor when we start publishing. You only had 10K? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you like worked, did you work your 3rd or 4th year? And do 5 years? A lot of people I went to school with did that. That was like, yeah, that was very common setup for people I went to school with. All right, how are we going to advance the storyline? What are we doing here? Fix up friend buns. Get stuff for Gimbal. That's how we move forward. Right, because Gimbal has the balloons, so she'll take us to new places if we fix up her balloon. So let's start that process. That can be our next goal. Make the balloon better. Oh, is the second? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, we got some stuff. Okay, we need more of everything. But that's pretty good. Wow, okay. Peppers. Sometimes there's peppers in the wildlands. We should go look there. Yeah, I did college for 5 years. I took one semester off and I did it for 5 years. So I basically had one extra semester of school time.